I'm Taylor Brown, and this is How I Did It, the show where we talk with champions about how they achieve their dreams on and off the court. On today's show, we're talking with Whitney Knight. Whitney Knight's a professional female basketball player. She's played internationally. She got drafted to the Los Angeles Sparks in 2016 in WNBA. She had a phenomenal career in college at Florida Gulf Coast University, back-to-back MVP and back-to-back champ. And also, we had opportunity to play with each other on the same AAU team for Boo Williams. So, thanks again for being on the show, Whit.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, all right. So, first question, looking at your resume and your career, just like everything you've accomplished, how does it feel to be a champion?
Um, it feels good, like as an athlete though, like we don't even sometimes we forget like everything that we have accomplished in our careers. Like, sometimes you could be so looking forward to accomplishing the next thing that you don't really like take in all that you have like accomplished. So that's something that I've never really thought about, but I'm glad you asked that question because it makes me appreciate everything that, you know, I've been able to do so far in my basketball career. It feels really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at like all your stats and stuff, everything you accomplished, man. Definitely an underdog. I don't think people realize like how much you really accomplished.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like coming from Florida Gulf Coast, like that was such a big accomplishment for me to get drafted and play for LA and play in the WNBA and stuff. Like,
Mhm.
um, it can get overlooked at times, but it's so many people in this basketball world, especially women's basketball players, that are overlooked.
Mhm.
So it's not just me. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was that like when you got drafted? You know, the day of, you got the news. Like, were you with your family? Like, where were you?
Yeah, I was at home. We had a little draft party here at my house, me and my like close immediate family, and we had the draft on and we ordered food and all of that stuff. So it was like a close, intimate setting like that. It was such a great experience to be able to like enjoy such a huge moment like that with the people that have been supporting me since, you know, it was a dream for me as a little girl
Yeah.
dribbling a basketball. So yeah, I was at home with my family and we got to celebrate together. So it was really fun. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, for sure. So what was it like playing with the Sparks? I saw you was in there for a while, man. Like, I know it's tough, you know,
Yeah.
even getting drafted and then like staying in the league, but you were there all the way, I think, to like the end. Like, how was that, man?
Yeah, I finished my rookie season. What's crazy is like 2 weeks before the playoffs started for LA, because I was there in 2016. Like 2 weeks before the playoffs started, I was waived because they needed. I was the only rookie on the team. I was the only rookie that made the team,
Yeah.
and I think we had lost a few games, and that year was the year that like we was really supposed to win the championship. So
Mhm.
I wasn't really playing that much. My coaching staff had already told me that it was going to be a learning year for me. So
Yeah.
like when we lost those few games leading into the playoffs, I got cut. They felt like they needed a more solid, like veteran player. So I got cut. Then a few, and LA went on to win the championship, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I got the call from San Antonio Stars. So I finished my rookie season with the Stars, and we didn't make the playoffs with the Stars. So I did finish my rookie season, but to be around and learn and play and be on the same court as like Candace Parker, I was there with Christy Tolliver, Elena Beard, Nneka Gumake,
Yeah.
um, Essence Carson. It was such a surreal experience. Like I had a poster of Candace in my room. That's who I always like wanted to be like. So
Wow.
to be able to take in all of that knowledge and just learn from veterans, like solid veterans that play at the highest level or and are some of the best players in the world, it was an experience that I will always cherish and that I've taken with me throughout my basketball career. So
Yeah.
it was fun.
Definitely, definitely. And then
Yeah.
after that, you went overseas. So you went to Russia your first year, right?
Yeah, I went to Russia my first year. Russia was tough. I had a bit of a culture shock being out there as the only American. I was the only American on my team
Wow.
too. But yeah, Russia's a tough league. It for sure is a tough league. But yeah, I played there my first year.
Yeah.
It was
How was
cool.
like the living? Like, were you? Was it boring? Like, how was it out there? Like,
Russia, like it was like very cold. That's the coldest I've ever been in life. Very harsh winters.
mm,
Um, you know, I mean, the people. I mean, it just depends on, I guess, different people's experience. Like the people can be friendly. Sometimes they aren't. You know how it is as a foreigner being overseas.
yeah,
I had to really get adjusted to the food. I remember I ate at this one restaurant that was close to my apartment
mm,
every single day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because the
yeah,
food was already cooked and prepared. It was my first year overseas. So I wasn't like used to having to like learn how to do things on my own yet. So I kind of was just getting by
yeah,
my first year. So it wasn't bad, but it was, as a first year player, I don't know if like that might have been the best place for me to be, but nonetheless my experience there was pretty good.
yeah.
Hmm.
That's good. All right, again. So we're here talking with Whitney Knight, and this is how I did it. So next question, with um, I know you probably got asked this question a lot, but like I'm just interested in knowing what was the transition like when you decided not to go to Duke and you decided to go to Florida Gulf Coast. Like how was that?
Yeah, this is a very popular question. Not many, a lot of people don't know that, like that wasn't around when, we was playing for Boo and all of that stuff. Like, not that
Yeah,
many people know that, but I do get asked this a lot. But anyways, um, it was, it was very like, it was a hard time, like, to be honest, when it came to like, um, making a decision like that. It's like that's a huge decision that can really like, you know, like alter the trajectory of your life, making a college
yeah,
decision like that. So,
yeah,
um, you know, I always have love and respect for Duke because, I grew up going to all of those games, loving the coaching staff, and I really thought that was where I was going to end up. But when I really like sat down and kept it like really real with myself
mm,
and what I wanted to do, which is be a professional basketball player and play in the WNBA,
mm,
it's more so a thing where you have to do what's in the best interest of your current like circumstances. I felt like, my best bet was to kind of bet on myself. And I kind of came to this decision to where like I wanted to like blaze my own trail. So
mm,
that's what I did at Florida Gulf Coast. Like I was just like, okay, I want to go this route because I think this is what is going to be the best for what my goals are, which is playing in the league and being a professional basketball player. So that's what I did. It was such a tough decision. Like my dad at the time did not want me to make that decision. Neither did my mom. So like, it was really hard, but by the grace of God, everything worked out in my favor. So I'm very appreciative of how things did end up working out.
yeah. No, that's huge, man. You definitely. I mean, because even when you went there, you had a great rookie year, your freshman year. But just to
Mhm.
ask you, I know your sophomore year you tore your ACL. Like, how did you
Yep.
bounce back from that, and then you just killed it after that?
Um, yeah, that was hard. That was really tough. I feel like every athlete faces some type of adversity like that in their basketball career, whether it's injury or something else. So, I had a great team around me. My family was really supportive. The coaching staff and the training staff at FGCU really like helped me get through that and
Mhm.
like basically let me know that I would be able to come back from it. So I really just went hard with my rehab. That's the most important thing with the injury like that. I went super hard with my rehab, and I kept a really positive like mindset, because at the end of the day, you got to have tunnel vision when it comes to your goals. So I just kind of prepared myself like how I was supposed to as far as my rehab, and just staying diligent. And I actually came back stronger.
Mm.
So that was something that was some adversity I faced that I was able to bounce back from.
Yeah,
Like you said, yeah.
for sure. For sure. You mentioned something good question I want to ask you next about like the mental. Like how do you master the mental game as a professional athlete? You know, just like the waiting game, you know, wait and go overseas, or
Hmm.
just the whole like the whole concept of being a professional athlete. Like how do you master that?
Um, that's a good question, because sometimes I don't know how I'm mastering it. Like it's a constant balance of just kind of accepting, staying ready. Like
Mhm.
it could be hard.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm in a situation where, you know, I'm waiting to go somewhere. I didn't get to play last year due to the coronavirus a little bit, and a situation with agents. You know how that can go.
Yeah.
Um, I was actually supposed to play in Lebanon, but that league got canceled because of government and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it could be tough. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to answer that question, because I'm constantly still trying to figure out ways to like stay mentally strong and tough. But when you have a good support system, and I feel like I'm an overall kind of positive person,
Mhm.
that gets me through, I guess.
Yeah. That's
Hmm.
real. That's real. So, is it your goal to get back to the WNBA, or are you just like, I want to make a good living overseas? Like, you know, what's your goal?
Um, I would love to play back in the WNBA, um, because that's the highest level of basketball. Like when you're passionate about
Yeah.
a sport like basketball, you always want to play at the highest level. So,
Yeah.
um, I would definitely love to get back to playing in the WNBA. There are a lot of different circumstances when it comes to playing in the WNBA, though, that I'm aware of. So, um, but if that does not happen, overseas, it's fun. I enjoy traveling and going to different countries, meeting new people,
Mhm.
um, establishing new relationships with people, and that team setting of like coming together with a new group or a group that you're used to and trying to accomplish a goal is something that
Yeah.
it still lights my fire, just like how it used to when we played at Boo. So
Right. Right.
I do enjoy playing overseas. So I'll play as long as I can. That's how I feel about hoop. So
Yeah. I feel you on that, man.
yeah.
So again, we're here talking with Whitney Knight, and this is how I did it. So let's go back a little bit. We brought up Boo. What's it like playing for Boo?
Boo was lit. You know how it was.
Yeah.
We was lit all the time. We had so much fun. Like
Yeah.
I feel like when you winning and you have a great group like we had, like we all got along, we all had fun. Like our coaches were cool. They let us be ourselves. They let us play
Right.
our games on the court. Like it was so fun. And then to play at such a high level with such great high level players like yourself.
Yeah.
Who else do we have on the team? Liz, Sierra,
Right.
Bones, Linda, all of them.
Yeah.
Like to play with such great talent, and to also have fun, and just ball. It was so fun. It was
Right.
cool.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. So, what do you think? What is one of the biggest challenges being overseas as a female professional athlete?
Hmm. Um, biggest challenges. Um, it could be a lot. Like I think, like for me personally, I'm an only child, so I don't have any siblings or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I get I mean, sometimes I could get pretty homesick. Like, I be missing my mom and dad.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds. Also, too, kind of like, it's like you're establishing a whole new life for those 8 to 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you're in different countries every year, it's like, okay, you gotta like get in a rhythm, figure out like, okay, how am I gonna basically like be by myself and make sure that I'm taking care of myself mentally, spiritually, like health wise when it comes to our bodies, taking that pounding 2-a-day practices and traveling and things like that. I think like just that aloneness being away is one of the biggest challenges for me.
Yeah. Now I can relate. It's like you're your own support system.
Yep.
Because
Because our parents don't know what's going on. Like they don't know, or our people, whether it's your parents, your people, your friends, significant others, they don't know like your day-to-day life. Sometimes there's not even links to the game. They can't even watch you hoop.
True.
Which
they
is
have to
crazy.
watch like the live stats and this.
Yeah. So it could be tough. You got to be very mentally strong, though. Yeah.
That's true. All right, so after seeing the Lakers win the championship, after 10 years, LeBron James winning 3 different teams. What are your thoughts about that, man? Just, Kobe passing this year and everything and just seeing them win. What are your thoughts about that?
Man, Kobe's passing was tough. I feel like that hurt everybody. Like you don't even have to be in the basketball world for it to hurt. I think that it's crazy how things work out. Like this was the year that the Lakers and LeBron get that championship soon after Kobe's passing.
Right.
LeBron is one of the greatest players in the world. Like I'm happy for him. I was never really a huge LeBron fan. I've always been a Kevin Durant fan.
Okay.
But as like I've gotten older, I respect his game a lot more because at 35 years old, to go out every night and do the things that he has done and like at such a high level it's like remarkable. It's very inspiring. And for him to go to 3 different organizations and win a championship, that says a lot, whether you think it was the right decision or not. He's definitely up there as one of the greats. So I'm happy that the Lakers got the championship this year soon after Kobe passed.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, again, we're here talking with Whitney Knight, and this is how I did it. So 3 more questions, last 3 questions. I got to ask you, I ask everybody on the show this. So first question, what inspires you?
What inspires me? I think like just my inner drive inspires me to just keep going, like keep moving in life. Like it don't even necessarily have to be about basketball. Like I feel like I'm very like self-driven. I think my family plays a part in that too, because like my family's very like self-driven. Like we've always worked for whatever we wanted, so I feel like that was instilled in me. So they inspire me, and I guess my self-will allows me to like continuously be inspired and keep going in life no matter what stage of life that I'm in.
Right. No, I respect. Second question, what is your pet peeve?
Pet peeve. Oh, pet peeve. Let me think. I really don't like repeating myself as I get older.
Okay.
I don't know. Like somebody that's always saying, huh? Like when you always gotta repeat yourself, that's my pet peeve. That's really random, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Now the worst is when they're like, huh? Like real loud. It's like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
I feel you. All right, third question. What is your guilty pleasure?
Oh, guilty pleasure. I'm really obsessed with YouTube these days.
Huh?
Like I I mean, I guess that's a guilty pleasure. Like I could sit on YouTube and Google and research and look up random things that come into my mind for hours. I really okay, if I want to give another one of my guilty pleasures is pickles. Like
Okay.
I can eat pickles all day.
All
So that's
right.
another.
Nah, pickles are good. They are good. All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for coming on the show. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
for
it.
sure. Thank you for having me. This was cool. It was fun.
Yeah. Will you be back? We do another one?
Yeah, for sure. I love the platform and everything that you have been doing. It's dope. I think it's very needed in the women's basketball community. So I respect it for sure.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. All right. So again, this is Whitney Knight, and this is how I did it. You can find Whitney on Instagram at _ who you with, right?
Yep, that's me.
Cool, cool. All right. Again, thanks for coming on the show.